Eric Duhaime is the leader of the Provincial Conservatives. He's on the line as well. Eric, thank you for being here this afternoon. So you heard the finance minister. You heard Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon. What's your take on this budget?
Well, my take on the budget, of course, $11 billion deficit. It's huge. It's unacceptable. It's the worst in Quebec's history. And
Eric, it's not the worst. The premier says it's only the sixth worst.
Well, because he's talking about percentages, yeah. He's not talking about the figure. He's denying the reality. It's even more scary. And when I hear Mr. Plamondon, he's very nice, Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon, but what he forgets to tell you is that he's blaming the federal government. Yep. But if he had his dream going on, and if we were separating, it would be another $13 billion that he would need to add to his deficit because we won't get transfer payments after we do separate. So, he's dreaming in Technicolor if he thinks that separation would be the answer to balance the books. I mean, they're both in denial. What we need to do it's not easy, but it's the only way to do it. It's to reduce the spending. The reason why we're in trouble now is because look at the spending. They're increasing their spending by 4.6% this year, and their revenues are only increasing by 2.4%. So anyone who's listening to us with his own budget at home, if he was doubling his spending and while his revenues increase is only half, of course, he would end up with a huge deficit and he would go bankrupt within the very near future. I mean, it's just common sense. We need to reduce the spending. It starts with stopping Mr. Fitzgibbon from giving $6 billion every year to businesses. It starts by doing what the CAQ promised during the campaign, which is to reduce the size of the state by 5,000 workers. Instead of doing that, they did the exact opposite. They increased it by 5,300 workers. So what we're saying is that every time two people go for retirement, we only replace one. So you can spend, and there's a lot of boomers now that are going for retirement. You replace them by one person when there's two leaving. So, and we start to say yes to exploiting our natural gas in Quebec, creating some wealth to make sure that we can maintain our services in the long run.
In this budget, are you concerned? I brought up the point, and maybe this is not fair, but it was brought up yesterday. There's roughly $190 million between a variety of services to promote the French language, only about $120 million on the environment in total. And I know the minister pointed to the Green Fund, which was already there. That's not new money. That's a big discrepancy, is it not?
It's huge. I mean, do we really need $190 million? I didn't even figure out how big it was. I didn't figure it was that huge. But I told you the other day, here I'm talking to you from Quebec City on Bouvier. There's a pizza shop owner who was bugged because there was a slogan in English on his billboard. I mean, people who work there, many of them don't even speak English, and they have a language police. They got two police languages going in his office and bugging him. And I mean, it's completely insane. I mean, and we said it even when they adopted Bill 96, if you recall. We know it's not good for business, and it's sending in investors and the business community a very, very bad message. But the CAQ is doing it not for economic reasons. They're doing it for political reasons. It's not even linguistic reasons. It's for political reasons because Mr. Plamondon, that we just heard a few minutes ago, and Mr. Legault are looking for the separatist voter, and they're trying to attract him by knowing who's going to be the biggest one to fight against the English community in Quebec. I mean, this is the kind of thing that has drawn Quebec down, and it explains in part why we have a problem economically speaking, because we're telling investors don't come here.
Eric, I'm out of time. I thank you so much. Appreciate it. Talk to you again soon. Thanks so much.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much right now.
Eric Duhaime, leader of the Conservative Party, Provincial Conservative Party here in Quebec. His take on the budget as well.